how is everybody doing today? How is everybody's weekend? How was their holidays? We got back. And
I had a sad holiday, y'all. Yeah, it was very
Hey.
unfortunately. I have a family member, my cousin. He was killed over the
oh,
Thanksgiving
I'm
holiday.
sorry.
Actually, he was
Oh,
killed on Thanksgiving.
Oh wow.
oh my goodness.
He's 18, so
Mm,
Oh, wow.
oh,
Young
we
too.
we really was just like in a somber mood, and it's one of my favorite cousins'
uh-huh.
children,
Oh
and
wow.
he was just in a bad place. So rest in peace, my cousin Jason.
Oh wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Well, we went to see Black Panther like I promised kids, and we wanted to eat in my parents' house. That's all we did. We didn't do nothing else. And
Hey,
hey,
That's
Trash
awesome.
Can.
Ask Ray, how you doing?
When you say Kanye West is mentally ill right now, please do not invite him on platforms. He's going to sabotage you and himself. We would love to have Kanye on. Tell Kanye, come on through.
Okay. We had a topic of the week, and the thing is, how do our past relationship and partners see when you see them crash and burn,
Yeah.
like Kanye is crashing and burning right in front of our eyes? How is Kim supposed to do? What's she supposed to say? What's she supposed to help? I mean, he ain't listening to her. So my thing is, let him crash and burn. What's she supposed to do? If you ain't listening, you
Do
ain't going.
damage control with the kids.
I mean, Kanye's in a war against
It's,
himself. Like, he
yeah,
is like pretty much saying he's like a contrarian a little bit. Like, he's saying the opposite of
Yes.
what you would think people would say. Like, oh, Hitler was a good person. Like, what are you talking about? Kanye
Right.
is being super ridiculous. He's denouncing everyone. He's really acting like he don't need these relationships and affiliations when honestly he does in order to continue and maintain his wealth. I'm not really sure what his plan is, but people claim he's such a genius and he has a great plan. So I hope that that's true.
I don't think, personally, I don't think it's nothing Kim can do. I mean, he don't listen to her. He don't even pay attention to her. So what is she can do? Let him crash and burn. I mean, all you can do is care about the kids and try to make sure their safety. That's all she can do.
Yeah.
If he ain't gonna listen to her, even co-parenting, there's nothing she can do for him.
I
And
mean,
to
I
me,
think she tried while they were married to
Right.
do
yes.
so
That's
much.
when he found out he was
And
diagnosed with bipolar.
yeah, I mean, she
So
even told people like he has a mental illness, but I just think that he's intolerable. It's nothing you can do when people are off those meds and they not really like listening.
and what he did to me, what he did last night to her was a little disrespectful because at the end of the day, Chris Paul don't have nothing to do with this. Chris Paul is married. We ain't never heard nothing about Chris Paul. And to me, why are you trying to destroy the mother of your kids' reputation? We already
Right.
know. But what is Chris
What
Paul?
is that all about? He's
Yeah,
like
what are you trying to do, Chris Paul?
trying to expose that she had some sort of something going on with Chris Paul.
And I,
And Chris Paul's kind of like, what is going on? Didn't know why he was trending. I mean, it was all over everywhere.
yes. And so my thing to for me is like, I would let him crash and burn because I wouldn't give a damn no more. Now you don't put me and said about Chris Paul. Her and Chris Paul would be good friends. We don't know. But what do Chris Paul and his wife got to do with your situation? You're getting divorced. You're not married.
Right.
So let it
Right.
go.
What do y'all think about everybody kind of mad about her getting the 200K in child support?
I know.
Everybody's kind of complaining because her divorce was finally finalized, which is a great thing because they had a prenup, but they were going back and forth about just the children and the who's going to be custodial parent and all of that. But it was decided that Kanye had to pay her 200K
A month.
a
Yeah,
month.
a month.
Yes, and
Is that?
so the
I just wonder.
breakdown.
Is that based on his new income?
No,
Of all.
it's based on the children's expenses. So what happened is because they have joint custody, what happened is Kim and Kanye decided that they were going to split the expenses. So Kim is responsible for $200K, and then Kanye is responsible for $200K. And so they thought that was only fair. That was something that wasn't in their prenup because they didn't have children when they signed the prenup. So they had to create.
If you listen to the lead attorney, he said California has 3 different bases. So they put that number in the computer. It came out with that number right there. And so she was okay. But the thing is, they're rich kids. So they should be able to live the same life with their daddy as they with their mama. Yeah. So the money let's be honest and tell the truth. She don't need to hire more security because he is a target on the kids.
Now the kids are being harassed. And everything. Yeah.
So I personally, I don't care. They rich people problem. He gonna pay that money. Let's go on with it.
I don't think that it should be even a discussion. People were really upset that he had to pay $200K, and I'm like,
well, especially if that's how they came up with it. If they came up with it and said that the children's all their expenses every month are about $100,000 a child, and let's split that in half. That doesn't even sound like a court order necessarily. That sounds like they came up to that number amicably.
Yeah.
So I don't understand people being upset about something.
Because they felt like because Kim's billionaire, she's rich, that why is she needing any
she
money?
Putting her 200 in too.
Kanye. Right. You got to take care of your kids, even if your partner is richer than you.
Yes.
What do they think? It's a separation, but usually 2 parents still take care of their kids, even when you're separated.
And it sounds like they still probably gonna be the majority of the time with her, because technically, a lot of times if people have joint custody, don't they? If the kids are 50-50, don't you just take care of them when they with you, and the other person take care of them when they with them?
But no, I
gotta pay for a room and a house and school and everything with it.
Well, if he has to pay his majority of the time, he's going to have to pay whatever the courts decided. So that's what she's getting there.
That's what I said. It looks like they're going to be with her the majority of the time. So
yeah, Kanye decided.
They always have been.
He decided that he wanted her to have they have joint custody, but she's going to have the children.
That's primary.
She's going to have children 80% or
something. She has physical custody of the children, but they have joint, like if it was medical decisions or educational decisions, they have 50-50 custody over the kids, over any decisions concerning them, but their physical place where they live and primarily is with Kim.
What the catch is if they disagree, like let's say they talk about it, they disagree, they go to mediation. Whoever doesn't show up to mediation loses their right to make a decision in whatever that matter is.
Okay, so then if he's so irritated about little girl being on TikTok, he could have had that at mediation. Because when I went to mediation, I want my husband girlfriend was smoking, and I told her I don't want the kids him to be smoking in front of the kids, and so it was in our mediation paper. She could not smoke in front of my children.
So he can bring all of that up in mediation now.
Yes, but he's still acting out saying that he don't want North on TikTok, which she's still on TikTok. He should have put all that in mediation if you have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think his lawyers kept quitting, so I don't know. Maybe he was representing himself. So Trash Can said, so child support is not about providing for the kids. It's about ensuring that the kids live the same life as the father.
No, it's sure that they the same life when they daddy left. Make sure they have the same life. Of course, do you want the kids to move down, to step down? These kids ain't gonna be wearing Target and Walmart. They're wearing Gucci and Prada and all of them.
They gonna wear that whether he kick in $200,000 or not. Let's be honest. Kim is worth.
I don't understand people's points. So are y'all saying that y'all don't want Kanye to financially take care of his kids as well? Like, what do you mean? If their expenses are $400,000 a year, and Kim is paying $200,000, and Kanye can afford to pay $200,000,
that's called being amicable. That's called co-parenting.
He has 4 kids. I mean, they're essentially splitting the private school, which is $40,000 each kid. I mean, so most of it is being ate up with the private school because they all go to private school. Yes. I mean, I don't understand.
I think they're looking at the amount and not all the expenses. And I keep telling men that looking at the amount, look at the expenses, what the child has to do. So they don't understand. They don't understand the court system. Look at the amount of what she's putting out.
It's different for rich people. I think a lot of times regular people, lay people get involved in rich people problems, and we start thinking of it on the same level that it would be us. And these people already got 12 homes and all kinds of stuff. It's not like they coming from a little 3-bedroom house, in Coconut Grove.
Like
they got.
Like Kim ain't using his money to buy kids clothes. She got her own money. She don't need Kanye to help her provide.
Kim got 50 Christmas trees in her bedroom. Okay,
and the house that he bought next door, he gave her that and divorced her too. What
they say he's selling that home.
So it's not nothing that you guys are not paying attention to. What's going out for the kids? Not the money. It's not the money. It's what's going out for the kids. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's crazy. Yeah.
Pay attention. Let's do hit it and credit. Okay. Love and Hip Hop reunion.
The Love and Hip Hop reunion. Let me say, I watched the first episode and I was into it at first when it first came on. It was introducing everybody and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. And then we got to the fish fry. And it seemed like it was a production error or something because no Fry never showed up, no Fish never showed up. Trick Daddy didn't get there till it was dark. It was like people just kept straggling in. Yeah. It was like the longest episode. And so if I had to just base it just on the first episode, I would be like, quit it. Because I was like, what am I watching? Like, it felt like, you know how they say in reality TV.
I kept turning the TV and it come back to it. I ain't gonna lie to it. I said, click, turn back.
And it was the same thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious as to how Chrissy and Mama, what's her name? Mama Joyce?
Mama Jones.
How that situation gonna materialize. I'm looking at the previews like, okay, maybe in the previews it's gonna be something. I know that there's
Mariah Lynn invited her. You saw that, right? Mariah Lynn is who invited Mama.
But there's also gonna be some crazy fight where like Tokyo is gonna get involved, and it's like all these people fighting.
Okay, but so how did y'all feel when Jim said, "Chrissy, marry me again"? And I'm like,
Chrissy was like, "No, I'm good." She's
good. I don't know what they're doing. I'm like, okay, are you together? Are you not? Are you going? What is y'all doing?
Chrissy don't want to marry Jim Jones because his credit is messed up now. Because he got that foreclosure. That's when she was like, "I ain't marrying him," because now you tied to him legally and all his financial problems. That's when she first kind of decided like she didn't want to marry him no more. But I guess Jim Jones is kind of like, well, I resolved that. That's over. It's been off my record for a little bit. Let's get married now. And she like, no, I'm still good.
Well, he just asked her. I think he just asked her where she stood. And she was kind of like, where did that come in the conversation? Like, he was just basically saying you were sorry and apologizing and talking about how you gonna change some things, and now you want to know where I stand on getting married. Like, pump your brakes.
Right. Like, how many times somebody hit my thing? I'm sorry. How many times are we gonna go through? Hold on 1 minute.
You know what, with Chrissy too and Mama Jones, I really don't understand Mama Jones. Like, you still got some kind of beef with her. It's like she been with your son for all these years. It's so ridiculous to me. Right. That they still even have a situation. Like,
how many times is we gonna go through I don't want to see Chrissy and him on this show if you're not gonna get married and you keep talking about marriage. So let's talk about it. Oh, you're gonna stay together, you'll be together for the rest of your life. I'm over y'all. Why y'all come back?
I do like Chrissy if her role is gonna be more matriarchal, right? Because I saw that she sat down. That's what she said. On the first episode at the end, she did sit down with Tierra Marie because it seemed like Tierra Marie. She said on the Where Are They Now that she had this new boyfriend and everything was great. New boyfriend is apparently in jail.
Yeah.
Now, and now she drinking again.
She should not be drinking.
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 And then her little issue with Alexis Sky was so dumb. So
yes,
ridiculous.
It was so petty. But that's the alcohol talking.
That's that alcohol.
That's Tierra Marie.
I thought she was in rehab. Did she go to rehab? I mean, I thought she was
did.
She did. And
she's not supposed to be drinking.
But she claims that she can have a drink and it ain't, it hasn't affected her in the past. And no, you are an alcoholic. So you should not be drinking.
So is that a hit it or quit it for y'all?
I'm going to hit it, y'all. I'm going to go hit it because I want to see what's going to happen next week. I need to see this little fight with Tokyo and Spice and all.
I'm going to forgive Trick Daddy and his fish fry with no fish.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch next week.
We go. I'm gonna get it, y'all, because
I'm just interested.
So, what about Black Ink, New York? I haven't watched it. So tell me, is that a hit or quit?
It's still on. Mm-hmm. Caesar's losing his.
Aren't they finding out about the dog and stuff now?
They haven't. They haven't yet. No, it's still kind of Caesar. He lost 125th, and he just got some stuff going on. And he's like really trying to expand into other cities, and he's opening up all these new Black Ink, crews, and then so that's where it's at. They haven't even discovered the whole dog situation yet. It's like a lot of episodes in the season. So Caesar's in most of these episodes. I'm
confused about. They say he was fired. So at the end of the season. And he had a whole show.
It's gonna be the last episode, and then because
they've been teasing everybody looking at their phones and looking at the footage.
He's a monster this season. I don't know what's wrong with Caesar, but his head is like crazy.
That's why I thought it was gonna happen sooner, because I thought, this was the spiral.
He like, man, people, they want to open up their own shop. He's like a shark. He's like, look, if y'all open up a shop, I'm going to get one right next to y'all, bigger than y'all's, and we're going to have a competition, and my name is bigger. And if you open up a shop, he really wants you to open up a franchise, because he wants it to be a Black Ink franchise. Right. And he is like mob with it. Like,
but you gotta give me the money. I mean, you gotta help me out. You want money out of it for me to put Black Ink on the door.
Oh no, he be wanting a percentage. Don't get me wrong.
He wants him to do a franchise, and he wants a percentage of it too.
He wants a percentage, and most of the time it's even split. He wants 50-50 or 33. If it's 3 people, he wants 33%. He wants a huge percentage.
You ain't even tattooing.
Yeah, he
so it gotta hit it or quit it for y'all.
See, I'm a New York fan with Black Ink, because that was the first one, and I love seeing the crew and how they going through all these changes and stuff. So, and it's really good this season.
I got a question, Tawana. Do you like that because Caesar said that he was going through it mentally when all the dog stuff came out and all of that, and he was privately going through some things, and it looks like we are kind of maybe. From your description, people are seeing that play out. Yeah, in real time on the show. Like you said, he seemed like he got some things going on.
Yeah, he's struggling this season. He hasn't really got to the root of it, but he's still trying to kind of figure it out. But he's got so many shots.
Is his fiance on the show too? The girl who was his fiance, is she on the show?
Yeah, but they've only showed her a few times. It's not a lot. She hasn't seen her.
She's the one who told about the dog situation, so they're not together no more. So I'm just asking, is
she's on that show? Yeah,
it make me want to watch it just to see because it's been so. I thought it was only going to be a few episodes before all the stuff came out, but you really seeing like months of where his life was before that even happened, which is kind of like,
he he's still on every episode. I'm like, where y'all relationship in? I mean, they keep showing the future episode of them ending the relationship, but they haven't yet ended.
But it's not current.
No.
Okay.
Might have to hit that.
Yeah, I would say hit it. I would say hit it, especially if you're a Black Ink fan. If you're watching Black Ink, it's still, because I wasn't quite sure what it's going to be like without Caesar. So I'm curious to see that. I will say this: Safari made an appearance on the Black Ink episode. Yes, he is kind of partnering with the Vagina Slayer, which The
Oh my
vagina
God.
slayer has, y'all know who he is. He's not with Donna no more.
No.
But the vagina slayer has an OnlyFans page now. And so him and Safari were interviewing women for his OnlyFans page. So yes, Safari was on the show.
Oh wow.
And acting a fool. And I'm like, oh, you would be on a show about, hey, interviewing women.
He's
having
going to
them
be anywhere he
audition.
can act the fool.
They having them audition for the OnlyFans page. And, you know, the way Vagina Slayer explained, he getting real greasy on his OnlyFans page. So.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
I said hit it. So what about T Mom? You know, I've seen T Mom. I thought the one with Amber had to go to California, the one she lost her custody of her child.
T Mom too been good.
I still feel bad for her because, you know, I didn't think that they were gonna let him move and she would have to fly to California to see her son.
I think it's some straight bull. I think it's some bull. Not when Gary testified on her behalf. Yeah. You see how she co-parent with her other. She's co-parent with the other.
I did read that the judge said that the reason she decided to take custody of the child and give it to the baby daddy is because what Amber wrote in her new book. Amber wrote in her new book said, she wrote in the book and said, I don't know if I can stay sober and clean.
But that's everybody. That's anybody who is sobriety is a journey that you take one day at a time. Yeah. That's everybody. You taking that chance. It's 1 second at a time.
Yeah, but the judge said that it was three.
That wasn't fair.
It was 3 incidents in that book that he said that's the reason he decided to rule against her.
But how you gonna use my book, my memoir, that's my past against me right now? You're supposed to custody of my son should be based on where my mind frame is right now.
Yeah. And I mean, she wasn't even asking for full custody. She just didn't want him to leave the state, and she wanted to be able to have visitation.
I thought that personally. I thought she needed to go back to court.
And did they send somebody to that house, that nasty house he had that baby?
Exactly.
That was atrocious.
Yeah, but I thought that they need to go back to court and say that it was the prejudice. I think the judge was being prejudiced against Amber, and they should go back to court and she need to file again and get something, because I don't think that book that she wrote at the time that she wrote that book, I don't believe that it just came out. So she been wrote that book. So at
those
the time
things that happened in it were all old. Years old.
But I read the judge said that he ruled against her because of the things she wrote in her book.
Okay.
So
that's unfair to me that you judge her based on that.
So that's the reason she lost custody. I don't know. And then Cheyenne and I don't really care for Cheyenne and Zach. Okay, now that I know more.
So he not going to jail because they did have the wedding, right? Because I feel like he
found out they postponed it until the court date until after the wedding, so he wouldn't have to do it.
Because she was concerned about that, not
that he was going to have to serve his time. Yeah, that just was I thought that was so. I wish they would have addressed it head on. And just been honest.
She's not being fully truthful. And then we find out on behind the scenes what's going on, and you didn't even tell that Zach is a criminal. You didn't even tell he was on probation. We didn't know none of that until
What did Zach do? They told us. I forgot. What did he do to get?
It was for this current thing was about a DUI.
Yes. Okay. And he just never went to court to resolve it, so that's why he's going to prison.
Yes.
Yes. And he got arrested on vacation when
he was still driving.
Yes.
He had a DUI on his record.
Yes.
Well, how did they get shot at? Now he going to jail. Her life is just. Her kids were in the car. I mean, I would be nervous and afraid to have dealings with this man, but she marrying him, honey.
And they just moved into a new house. I'm like, but you got shot at. You're moving into a new house. You had surgery. You had
I didn't like that either. The whole be secret about the surgery, and because I follow her on Instagram, and she didn't post nothing, and all of a sudden randomly there was one picture that she had in her new house, and it was but Zach took the picture and he was saying something about her body or something, and had mentioned the doctor's thing, and I'm like, Whitney Cheyenne was always acting like she was so positive about her mom body and being accepting of it and stuff like that. And I was like, I was so proud of her.
She want to look good in that wedding dress.
But then I don't have a problem with that. My thing is just say that.
But did she get that tummy done too? She ain't say
yes,
that.
She did. Yes, she
did.
She made it seem like she went and got her implants.
That's it.
Redone because she said she looking tight, but in real life she went and had lipo and all of that.
Yeah, in that wedding dress she looking tight shit. So I'm just saying, go ahead.
I was like, girl, you know you got your tummy done, but she didn't say nothing about that. She didn't say nothing about that. She didn't say anything about that. She was doing all that. So I don't know. I used to didn't care for Corey, but I like Corey as better.
I like Corey now too. Corey was the bad guy, right? Yeah. And now Corey is the good guy who everybody thought was bad for her. Yeah. And really,
I can care less for Cheyenne, but I like Corey. I like Corey. Yeah. And, you know what?
You know what I like about him? He's such a good father. Oh my goodness.
And now
I love the way he co-parents with Cheyenne. That is beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like their co-parenting relationship.
The mother of the got fired. Remember, she got fired. The mother of the show. Now she's coming back to the show. They hired her back.
Yes.
Okay.
So she's coming back.
Her racist statements that she made years ago.
Yeah. Right? So now she's coming back, and Corey was like, "Oh my God, my wife is coming back," and so I was like, "Okay, that's pretty cool."
Huh? He ain't married her. All he did was made her a baby mama twice. Stop it.
Right. They ain't ready to get
all Corey doing is making baby mamas all across this land, okay? He needs to go here and marry somebody.
Well, what could I say?
Cheyenne had to leave him in order to get married. Come on now. He ain't marrying no woman. And he got some beautiful kids.
He does. The girls are beautiful. So what about the surreal life? How was that? I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch any of it?
I didn't watch any of it.
Man, okay.
It was actually pretty good. It was only 6 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
It was 6 episodes.
I think it was only 6 episodes.
You gotta hit it. I did not like August Alsina's personality for a little, for a couple episodes. I was like, who does little boy think he is? I kept calling him a little boy, but he grew up.
When he threw a little girl bed out the loft, I was like, yeah.
What?
He threw her bed.
Yes. He threw her bed. He threw her bed.
Yeah. He's 80.
Oh, I already know he's
the last lady who came, Stormy, she had a doll with her, and she said the doll was haunted. And he got up and he was like, oh no, I can't have this energy around me. And went up to and hit the loft where he was the last bed available. And he took her mattress and threw it over the loft balcony and put her out his room. And she literally slept behind the couch. She slept in the living room behind the couch the entire time that they was filming.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I mean, he was really that took me back. But
it took me back too.
He's an energy person, so he's one of them people that's like the energy has to be good around.
Y'all spiritual,
blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but Dennis Rodman acted a fool. Y'all know he was, but Tamar.
Right.
Tamar and him had a really good relationship, and she did end up forgiving him for a lot of stuff he did. Because when he gets drunk, he says the most outlandish stuff.
I'm surprised who Dennis Rodman did. So I watched him spending time in the NBA, so I'm not surprised at his behavior.
Yeah.
But the Malcolm in the Middle guy, it was good to get to know some of them. Like he was cool.
It was.
I liked him. I liked Kim was on the show. She's funny, and she opened up a lot about just when she did Living Single. They wasn't really getting paid a lot for that show. She was kind of broke. Wow. She was still broke, and that's one of the shows that we love, Living Single, and they was not paying those actors.
So, do y'all believe that on the surreal last episode, Augustine said he came out? So, do y'all believe he gay?
I do.
I believe that he is. What do they call it? Pansexual, where people are just they love who they love or whatever. I believe that he's not going to pick a title. He's not going to say he's gay or bisexual or because that was his vibe on the show. Don't pigeonhole me into. You try to put him in a box. he cutting and running and moving to the side.
Now I believe that he's a fluid person. He's one of those people that's fluid. Now, I mean, he's clearly not gay because he did have a intimate relationship with Jada that they openly admit. So I mean, you know that he will sleep with women. So that at least makes you bi. So I would say
so right now he got a boyfriend, but he is bi. Okay.
I wish that he would have. He is super cute. I wish they would have talked more about his sister, and because I had forgot that he was raising his 3 nieces.
Yes.
And I wish that he would have talked about that more and highlighted that journey that he's on, being a father to them and stuff. Because I really had forgotten about it, and he didn't really mention it again, at all until I think the last episode or something. And I wish he would have focused on that more, because it really is a soft, genuine, seem like a safe space for him.
He didn't seem to open up at all to me. I mean, everybody did open up, like you said, Tamar.
But that's why I said when he talked about them,
he
seemed to he started tearing up, and he got really soft, and it was like I'm looking at a different person. You know what I mean? The other person is very calculated and intentional with every single thing he does. But when he started talking about his sister passing and him raising his 3 nieces, he seemed like a different person.
Well, did he say anything about Jada? I'm just asking some questions because I didn't watch.
Didn't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
She must have an NDA in place.
He said something light about it, but he said that's all I'm gonna say about that situation. But people kept poking like entanglement, saying stuff like that, and he was just like, "No, like I'm not going there."
So how do you feel about Cynthia baby getting divorced? She put in divorce decree that Mike cheated on her.
He did. I know he did. You remember the Twitter, the girl was exposing the penis pics and everything.
I'm about to say, didn't he say he had never been faithful or something?
Yes, he did.
He wrote a damn book. He wrote a damn book.
He had been faithful. I was ready to see that book.
I'm like, he might as well put it on his forehead. I was there.
So I'm just asking. So how do y'all feel? Is Cynthia is pro to be not having a man, because it's like she get divorced real quick. So I'm just asking.
Right.
Lord, I mean, she's the one who claims she never even wanted to get married, and then she's been married twice within a short period of time, and it's like, this one lasted at least her and Peter were together for a number of years.
Right. They was
this
together
one didn't even last.
No.
2
years.
2 years.
Well, they say on paper she literally left him a year ago.
Yes. So
she left him when that Twitter stuff came out, girl, and that woman exposed him for doing whatever. Ooh. I knew he was sleeping with that. I knew he was trying to do that. I said that's true. Ain't nobody gonna make up no stuff like that. She showed his feet. She showed hands because he was showing her where he was at. Like, oh, I'm on the beach or whatever.
I knew something was off when when she was on his show and she had that clip, and he said he liked a certain thing that was something that she didn't sexually that she don't really like to do. Mm. And I'm like, how is this even working? How is this relationship working?
Okay, but y'all know, Cynthia's ex Peter, he aired where they mama. Okay, so he was on that Potomac, and Wendy, girl named Wendy, and
Peter was bringing the bones to Potomac. That's what Peter did.
Potomac, and so it seemed like, I don't know, but it seemed like and it was flirting with Peter. The chemistry was a little like,
who?
So,
Mia and Peter.
So
no, don't say that.
No,
I'm just saying, for me, it looked like the chemistry was
didn't seem like that to me, and I thought that was
so weird though. Okay, so I know Peter was on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes.
So what happened with Mia was they said that she's good friends with Peter, like they traveled together and this and that.
Her and her husband, not just Mia.
Yeah, mm-hmm. He had a girlfriend at the time.
Right.
And then there was some dispute between Mia and Peter's girlfriend. And so they hadn't.
That's what Wendy said, but Peter didn't say that. And we heard
Peter hasn't confirmed it.
Well, we heard Peter the last time we heard if he was so beefing with Mia, then he would have never answered her call when she called him on the phone and
He
said,
didn't
"I'm
say
coming
they
to
was
your
beefing.
restaurant."
He said that they were.
No,
just
I'm saying,
not
but that's what
hanging
Wendy
out.
tried to say,
Yeah.
that he don't mess with them no more.
Yeah.
And if that was true, he wouldn't even answered her call.
Yeah.
Or had a table
I
or
think
none
he
of that.
would have, because that's free publicity for his club.
But why share? But why share that I got beef with Wendy with somebody that I got beef with too?
Yeah, because he was being messy. Let's be honest.
No, Wendy was being messy. I'm sure something probably happened. This is what I'm thinking. I'm sure something.
I called him up, women saying women business. Many leaks I said about Peter being women business.
But I don't think that was. I think that was a setup by production to plant that seed and to put that there for Mia and for Wendy and Peter to have some type of thing, right? And I think that was all to say, because otherwise, if that hadn't happened, what we was going to talk about at dinner?
Mia is, first of all, weird.
But that's how the show is set up, though.
Mia is weird as hell for bringing up that beef with.
But the show. But can we not? But we all three of us watch reality TV, right? Yeah. We all know that that's not a real scenario. Mm-hmm, that is something that she was meant to bring that up at that dinner.
Of course she was.
Okay, so she was just doing her job.
But she getting all angry,
and she got the messenger got shot. She was just supposed to be the messenger there, and I feel like that situation was really supposed to happen between Wendy and Peter. Because here was my thing with Wendy, and I'm not picking a side who was right or wrong, but my thing with Wendy was this: your husband wasn't there when you took that business meeting with Peter. Right. So why your husband need to address Peter about Peter having beef with you? You went with Peter and took a meeting with him to do business with him. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if he's saying he got business beef with you, go handle your business. Don't start talking to your girlfriends about I don't have beef with me. He's a business partner. He's a business partner. But the way
he said he had beef, he didn't say there was some business that she didn't handle. He first was like, I got beef with her. Like, no, you can talk to my man. Like I would have told him,
but she didn't know one way or the other what it was. Yeah, and if the last thing I had with somebody was that we were doing business together, if I was concerned with that business, I would go and handle my business.
Talk to him then. Right. I see people talk to him then. If she didn't, I'm just asking.
Exactly. But that's my point. Is why not just go? Because that would have ended it. Because that would have ended it. Because you see, when Peter came to the table, he didn't even address it like he had beef like that.
No,
so
but
that's why to me
it was. Mia came her little ugly tail to the table and kept talking about it. Girl, shut up.
And he talked about it away from the table.
But Mia came her little ugly self to the table and called herself calling Wendy out.
Because but if I'm a producer and that was supposed to spark something, and Peter came to the table and it didn't spark the argument that I thought, right? So now Mia going and she going to put embers on the flame, but that's what she get. I believe that's what she get for being the messenger. The messenger always gets shot. She should have stayed out of it.
She should have called Peter. I'd have called Peter like, "Come on, Peter."
She should have just stayed out of it.
So tell me what you said, because you said you had beef, and that's how I would have handled that situation. Yeah. I would have let Peter say it himself.
Call him.
I would have never repeated nothing.
So can I ask you a question? I wouldn't have never said it at the table, but as your friend, we ain't gonna get to dinner with somebody that I think you have business with, and they didn't told me they got beef with you over the phone, and I'm finna let Tawana or Andrea walk into his restaurant where I know he gonna be at, and me not tell you. I wouldn't have said it like I had some gossip on you in front of the whole room like that. But in real life, I wouldn't let you walk in there. I'm gonna say something to you. I'm not going to address Peter. No, I'm just going to say, hey, Tawana, I don't know what's going on, but hey, I called him to say we was coming to the restaurant. He said he got beef with you. You might want to go holler at him in the back.
Yeah, but I mean,
but that's not good for TV though. But what's good for TV about that? That's not good for TV.
So, but y'all thought it was okay for me to go drink at Wendy?
No.
Oh, okay. Because and I personally, production should have kicked Mia out instead of kicking them Wendy.
She threw the whole cup. She threw the whole glass.
Yes,
right. It just didn't hit Wendy. She is so lucky, because if that would have hit Wendy,
it's right. It's funny to me how what people usually do in situations like that where they're frazzled is people resort to what they know. right?
Yeah.
And for Wendy to be such a professor and so well spoken, I was just disappointed that her resort to what she knew was to start saying lies about Mia and her husband sleeping with Peter, and she just kept repeating it. And she does do that. She'll get in an argument with somebody, and then she'll latch on to something.
It's reality TV. She gonna throw her information, but she know I don't care if it's fake, real, or she gonna throw it out there. So
so where's that same energy when Mia comes to her and says, "Well, what I heard was my friend told me he got beef with you." It's reality TV. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to tell you that in private because we're on reality TV. The producers want me to tell you that in front of everybody. They don't want me to go and tell you in the coat closet.
It's fine.
They don't want you to handle it
Mia
privately.
never threw a drink on Wendy.
I don't agree with that, but
that's her problem.
No,
I do think Mia should have left the group because I thought it was violence and they kicked Monique.
She tried to, remember, but it's her trip.
That's the problem that I have with Mia. It wasn't that she brought. I think that I would have had Peter repeat it himself. I would have never repeated no. Yes. I'd have been like, Peter, come here, and I would.
What was there to repeat though? It was one sentence. I got beef.
Okay, you
told me nothing to repeat.
Okay.
I got as your
even had beef to the table and told everybody that Peter had beef with Wendy.
So what you're saying is that it's the intention behind it. Because earlier when I said that I would tell you if I was your friend, it's not a problem. So, but that's different because Wendy and me are not friends. So Wendy's response to her was negative as well because they're not friends, and that news was coming from somebody who wasn't a friend.
In my opinion, Mia should have never did that. That's my opinion.
So if Peter would have came over there and just start going in on Wendy, and then Wendy watches the show and knew that Mia knew before they walked in that restaurant that Peter had said that and never said nothing. Oh, we see in reunions all the time when people look back on shows and they say, "So you knew and you didn't say nothing to me?" And you let me walk. It's like to me, Mia damned if she do, she damned if she don't.
That's not.
It was the intention by which she said it. She said it to Wendy like she had something on Wendy, and she shouldn't have came at it like that. If I'm just coming at you to give you the information, because no, I'm not gonna let you walk in there blindly, and then Peter come to the table and he like, "What's up, Wendy? I got beef with you," in front of everybody. Because we don't know what Mia's thought process was. Maybe her thought process was I don't want him to come to the table and just start talking about that he got beef with you.
Well, I don't care. She should have. That's my opinion. And I don't like the way Mia handled that. But even if she did, whatever, her and Wendy, they had their back and forth. All was fair in the exchange. And then Mia Raggedy Tail then decided to throw something at her. That was disgusting.
Mia should be.
I was done with it.
Mia should be.
I was done with it. I thought Mia was totally disgusting the whole time. I don't have anything good to say about her interaction. I understand that there's some justification in her mind, but I mean, honestly, the way Robin, Giselle, and Mia acted, it caused a lot of backlash. They have a lot of fans who don't want to have nothing to do with them no more, and they are calling for them to be kicked off the show. Mia already quit, which I don't know what else she could have done because she really did embarrass herself. For her to be an executive for
she said it immediately, but she said it immediately when it happened. Wendy never said it immediately. She said it immediately on the show. She said, "I'm so embarrassed." When she went outside, she said, "I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I just acted that way."
Because they cut and chopped. You don't know that. I mean, they didn't air whatever.
Okay, they didn't air Wendy saying that she was embarrassed about her behavior.
I do believe that Wendy was.
I think they both should be embarrassed. Whatever. They both should be embarrassed.
But at the same time, if you're gonna be look, let's do it across the board. You kick Monique off of violence. How come? Who cares if it's Wendy's Mia's trip? Kick her off. Wendy had to go to a separate hotel.
She didn't have to. She asked to go. She didn't have to. She asked to go. She asked.
It was still wrong to be throwing a drink at her at a table.
It was wrong. I'm saying absolutely.
What Mia did was
that was right.
He deserved.
Who said that was right?
He deserved to be kicked off.
I don't think it was right, but I don't think that Wendy's
and then Mia wanted to double back and then kick the other ladies out because they wanted to support Wendy. She was so, it was disgusting. It was disgusting, her behavior after that. If you but you're apologetic, how is it that you're gonna go and say no? If you guys go support her, I'm not going to let y'all come back in the house.
Yeah, that was childish. That was childish. It was very childish.
That's what made me.
But Mia has been that way from the moment she stepped on the show. Mia, when I see Mia, she reminds me of the girl from the hood who is pretty, and she was a stripper and she made it good by marrying somebody who had money. And she's trying to fit herself into a role that she does not fully have the tools to navigate. Wendy, on the other hand, professor at Johns Hopkins, okay, I'm going to need you to not act like Mia. I'm going to need you to act like you are the well put together with a great family and a great husband and everything that you are. Don't let Mia or people like Mia bring you down to their level and make you start acting like how they're acting. I expect that from Mia because she doesn't have the capacity to even deal with things in a better way.
Yeah.
She always, even how she was treating her friend. You see how she was treating her friend?
Yeah, she was treating her friend bad too. So
even though, first of all, her and her friend are in a they were in a Twitter war, and that friend and the family members were like trying to expose Mia and talking crazy about Mia, and then Mia started posting bad, negative things about her best friend online. So I see Mia's character, and I would never put Wendy on the same like level with when Mia. I think that Wendy decided to defend herself against a psychopath. That's what I think. I think that woman is
But
insane.
It's so many true things you could say about Mia in that moment. Why lie about her husband or Peter, who are not even there to defend themselves? She said over and over again that you sleeping with your husband and Peter. You sleeping because you having threesomes with your husband and Peter. Because you fucking Peter. She kept saying, because you fucking Peter. What did Peter do? It's like you saying about Kanye West. What did Chris Paul have to do with the situation with Kanye and Kim? Leave Chris out of it. What do Peter have to do with you and Mia arguing?
Well, she was supporting Peter, so she like, what do
Peter cheat? So now Peter
had to do with the whole conversation.
So now Peter have threesomes with husbands and wives.
Peter had to do with the entire conversation.
I just thought that was that.
The beef was with. He's the one who said he had beef.
Peter sleeping with Mia. So their conversation was about Peter sleeping with Mia and her husband.
I don't know, like, is that
it had nothing to do with what they was arguing about.
Step
down. This is what irritates me when I'm talking to people about arguments. Is that the bottom line is that she was wrong for saying that. Nobody's all right in the situation. And I'm not saying one right or one wrong is greater than the other wrong. I'm just saying Wendy didn't have to say that.
I think it was all right.
Oh, wow.
Fair is fair.
That's not fair. It's a lie, though.
I believe she reported a rumor, but we're going to move on to Huntsville, okay? I believe she reported a rumor. But what about Kimmy?
Yeah, until somebody say a rumor about one of us. And then it's going to be a problem.
They say it all the time. You can't stop people from spreading rumors.
Rumors is rumors. And to me, she must have heard it from somebody.
You cannot stop people.
It's crazy to me because when people spread rumors about me, I don't say nothing. But, that
I don't respond. What you responding for? It's like,
I mean, that's my MO. I don't respond either, but I know plenty of people that do respond. Yeah. And if you're talking about somebody's husband or you're talking about somebody's significant other, you're going to get an even harsher response. And so I'm just saying, like, I don't hold myself to standards that I don't hold other people to.
If you're in the moment and somebody say it, I guess that's why Mia responded.
Right. I just don't feel the need. I mean, I've been in heated arguments with people. I don't feel the need to make up lies about them in that moment.
People do. Now people throw.
I didn't say people don't. I'm just saying, as an educated person, I know enough about you to tear you down with real shit. I don't have to lie about you.
Well, I'm not gonna assume Wendy lied.
I mean, but it's a reality show. People she gonna hear rumors and she gonna say what.
So now Peter is fucking Mia and her husband.
I'm not saying I don't know.
Y'all say it. Y'all opinion is you don't know. Y'all give it that life and validity by saying you don't know. It's a rumor. Okay.
I ain't gonna denounce it. I don't know none of them people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we don't know.
And all Mia knew was what Peter told her, and Peter said out his own
Mia
mouth
was
that
an escort.
Peter
They got
said,
paid
that's what he said.
$10,000 from her husband.
That's a rumor too. We don't know if that's
That's
factual.
a
They
rumor.
say she was his rumor.
They
So we
said
don't
her husband paid her $10K. He paid her $10K a month before they became when she worked at the strip club.
He might have.
So,
He might have. And
I don't know if that's true.
Too bad that if that is their history and that's her husband now, that she can't just be honest about that without people judging her. Because for me, I would be like, you damn straight, that nigga gave me 10 G's a month and now he my man. And what?
But we are gonna
prenup. And what? Like, my truth is my truth. What somebody else thinks about that is what somebody else thinks about that.
Yeah, we're gonna move on because we're on time limit of this show. Need Black is already sending me messages. Okay, but we're gonna have our Kimmy and her cancer and how she cut her hair and how her friends are responding to her. And I feel bad for Kimmy, and my prayers are with Kimmy. But I love Kimmy and how her husband cut her hair. I thought it was so nice of him, and he's so supportive of him. But the one thing who got on my nerves is Tisha. When Kimmy went over there and told her about her cancer scare, she over there cried. Kimmy ain't even cried, girl. Why you gotta cry? Cry when Kimmy leave. I was so mad when
she was emotional.
Hold that shit until Kimmy go.
I don't know if I could be. That was the saddest moment I've ever. Like, I couldn't believe that.
That was sad.
It was so sad. I don't know if I could have held back the tears either. And I think when the rest of the cast,
that was real life.
People gonna cry. Like, I feel like people gonna be sick because nobody wants that for anybody.
No. But I thought
you wanted her to just hold it together and be strong.
I wanted her to hold it together. Me personally, I would try to hold it together. I'm trying to hold it together. But she cried a little much for me. But I love Kimmy. Kimmy is my favorite one on the show. So I feel bad, and I hope I'm God willing that she be okay. But her husband, I really think this time. For me, I didn't really care for Maurice in the other past episodes when he said he wasn't getting enough sex. But this time right here, Maurice stepped up. He has been there. He has been the husband. Even Kimmy was like, I know you didn't sign up for this. And he was like, I don't care. I love you. And I just really think that their relationship is at a tight and they're solid. Okay, both of them and how he was there and how he cut her hair. And then she revealed how she met Maurice. She got on I
didn't know he was a barber.
I didn't know he was a barber either. And she got on Facebook and she said, you cut hair. And he came.
She did say that.
So I was like, oh, that was so cute.
Really nice.
The ladies who helped her get her hair right, the ladies who helped her, that, I didn't know Kimmy hair was fake anyway. I thought that was all her hair anyway. But how she cut it, and she looked good.
Her hair is long.
I know that girl said she was making a wig from Kimmy's hair.
Yeah.
The reason why she cut it like she cut it in small pieces is because she gonna use that hair and make her a piece from her own hair.
But when she went, I felt her pain when she went to that mirror and looked at herself, and I feel like she was saying, I don't look like myself right now.
Right.
I'm gonna get used to this new look. And Maurice
cried instantly, and that was bad.
You look good. It's you look good. And I thought that was so nice for him to go behind her and say, you look good. It's only hair. But I thought that was so nice. And she.
Well, let's talk about people on the internet, and he had to go off on people because I think people questioned why she had to cut her hair on national TV and why Oprah on displayed that whole entire scene. And Maurice, he went off.
Oh yeah, they did, because they correlated it to Oprah's other show that she's been doing about black hair.
It was that the network or producers made her do that, and to make the moment more dramatic. And Maurice, he was like, no, my wife is really going through this. And this ain't for drama. This is real life. This is our experience and what we going through. And we're still going through. And he was like, so please stop. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't say that. And he retweeted, or he kind of commented under someone else's post, and people.
My point is that does happen. People does have to cut their hair. I have a friend right now who's going through cancer, and she had to cut all her hair off. Yeah. She got a big scar right here on her neck. Okay, so what are you talking about? It does happen. Maybe Kimmy wanted to take control of cutting her hair herself, and then the hair falling out. One day she wake up and the hairs all fall out.
That's what she said.
Well, that's what she said, and she said since then it has, since then her hair has still fallen out. But it just wasn't all her long hair, like it was. It's crazy because for people to have judgment about that. It's like how people want to deal with a journey like that.
The motive or the
I didn't question the motive. I thought it was very
the authenticity of that scene. Like,
because Oprah had another show on that she's been airing. That other show she's been airing about natural hair and black women. And I think people saw like the correlation between the two and was like, is you doing this with Kimmy on this show in order to promote the other show in some way or something?
And Maurice shut that down real quick. And so everybody was like, that's how you defend your wife. So people have been loving Maurice and his response to Kimmy's, her cancer and how he's been supporting her and loving her. And like you said, Andrea, it's just been nice to watch him just be so supportive, affectionate, just loving. And he just constantly complimenting her and reinforcing her. He's not.
I love it.
And since you talked about Tisha, what you think about Tisha showing up to Martell and what's her name's? Huh?
She annoyed you.
She annoyed me too.
I was click. I'm gonna turn this real quick because then when they leave, I'll be open.
Because I was like, why you keep talking about them as a couple, and that is not the
capacity
that they're here in right now. It was so rude.
To me, it brought for me, Martell still has feelings about being divorced and stuff. So to me, it brought up memories that he was trying to leave alone. It's a band-aid. You keep opening it up, and it's hurtful for him. You know what he lost, and so she get on my damn nerves.
And why was Martell still trying to flirt and do all just let it go? Just go ahead and co-parent and do this trip amicably. He was trying to get Mel to come up there.
I don't think he knows how to communicate that well other ways. I think that's just his overall way of communication is flirtatious in a way.
Like, just talk regular. He couldn't even just
how y'all feel when he invited them over and did tell Mel to the 5 minutes. I'm like,
they'd be here like 45 minutes.
I would have said,
super annoyed. She was super annoyed. Like
So Dre, no, I'd have been taking a nap somewhere.
Okay, so
them your guess.
I'm Marriage DC. Monique is not coming back, so a new couple is coming. I really don't know it, but how y'all feel about Chris and Monique not coming back?
I really wanted them to come back.
I wanted them to come back too,
but I get if it has anything to do with the backlash she was getting, how they was just people were really trying to interfere with their marriage. And I guess her and Chris are rich. I don't really feel like
they don't really need the show. Right.
Yeah, they don't need the show. So it's difficult to be going through all of that backlash and people all in your business talking
for
about
no real reason.
Y'all need to divorce. And I'm glad.
So now that Chris and Monique ain't gonna be on the show, okay, because it didn't bother me because she got on my nerves anyway. So now they gonna it's a new couple. It's a new couple. Do y'all think they'll get along with the other couples? Do y'all think they'll get along?
Are they married?
Who's the
not yet? I think he proposes on the show.
He proposed, and so
did he propose already, or did he propose on the show?
I thought he proposed after the show.
I don't know
because they're taping right there. I think they're still
no. They went. Their season's over.
They've wrapped.
No, so they weren't on Miami. They were on the season before that. Whatever this season was before, I forgot what they were.
Oh no, the Ready to Love. Yeah, the couple from Ready to Love. I mean, I think he proposes to her on this season of DC.
Oh, on this season.
Yeah.
Well, who is gonna be, since Monique and Chris was a power couple on the show? Who's gonna be the new power couple?
Right. Is it gonna be Ashley and
DJ Fun Size?
Okay.
So I'm assuming
no shade, DJ Quick. I'm just saying.
Listen, because it's cute. Listen, I think it's cute. Coming for me, baby, because she is
right. She don't play.
Girl, Miss Ashley, I am sorry, honey. I'm just playing with this.
Yeah, so
like, I don't do it, girl.
She's not coming back. We got a new couple and new season, and so DJ Funside and his wife was going to be the new power couple. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm assuming because I just can't see the other couple, even though they've been married longer.
They not.
I don't know.
Yeah, they not as.
I can see Ashley more in that role, but
they
have the new couple kind of in the front. have y'all seen the promo? It's like they're in the
front and center.
That's
I'm like, why are they front and center? You put Ashley, move them on back now. I got
right.
Okay, so we're gonna do honorable mention, and it was a show that I forgot to bring up, but Tawana did. Shawnee and her husband, her
oh,
pastor.
that's right.
That was a good show, and I don't really care for Shawnee because sometimes her ass is just fucking boring. But she fun on this show. She is fun with this husband, and I really like him. Something about his spirit. I really like this show. I have watched the first episode and the kids, and I like him. I don't know what it's about him.
You know what? There was a lot of rumors about him that were very negative, and so I already came into it like, let me see.
Yeah, yes, me too.
Actually, a really decent person, and I'm like, okay.
And to me, it's funny to me because Shawnee has a potty mouth. She was like, "Dick." He was like, "Oh no, you can't say that."
Don't say that.
So I thought it was funny because Shawnee had the potty mouth, and he was like, we can't say that in women meeting."
Yeah, she ain't never been no first lady. He gonna have to find her.
I'm gonna be the right first lady either, but I thought the show was funny. I love Shawnee. I love Shawnee on this, and it to me shows her personality. Sometimes I feel like on Basketball Wives we couldn't see the real Shawnee. She looks happy. She looks fulfilled. She looks like
you see Evelyn made an appearance.
Yeah, I seen it have made appearance. Okay, I seen it have made appearance, but I watched this show. I like the episodes. It's
only 3 parts, and it'll be over soon. But it is interesting to see that how she came to the conclusion. They going through the wedding. There was a lot of speculation that her and Keon were kind of dating while he was still married, because I think his divorce was really abrupt. I don't know that to be true. I know that it does seem like they genuinely do just love each other and have child.
It seemed like to me, he is her, like they go together. Like the way he talks to her, the way, even though she got a potty mouth, he don't really care. But he be like, you can't say that in front of my church people. Okay, calm down. But it's fun to see that because I know ladies, and sometimes being a first lady is a too much pressure, and he's not making it pressure for her. So I like the way.
I was just about to say, it sounds like he's not trying to change
Potter House Church, right? Because I feel like
he have his own church. It's two churches.
But I think his church.
Oh, he's a pastor there.
No, I think that's his own church, but I think it's like a franchise, like Black Ink. Where it's like a part
affiliated with the Potter's House.
Yeah, so he's. From what I understand,
TD Jakes.
He was one of their pastors, and then TD Jakes said, "You know what? You got it. You need to open up your own." So then his church is some sort of so they're all associated.
Okay,
this is a good show. Y'all should go watch it. It's a good show. And Portia got married, girl. Portia got married to Simon. They finally got married.
Mr. and Mrs. Go Bardia.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought she wasn't gonna get married to the brother.
It was taking forever.
I was like you said, because her and Dennis,
they
were supposed to get married. That wasn't working out.
But now we see what all the hoopla was about, because there was 2 weddings and 7 dresses.
Yes.
And,
Portia
Portia looked beautiful.
Everybody looked damn good. Okay,
all the guests look beautiful. Wait.
I wanted to say what Shawnee. I wanted to bring up how Shawnee talked about Shaq being invited to the wedding, and remember she talked also about how he publicly said, "Hey, she was a good wife. I messed up, and I was the cheater, and I was this." And I really thought that was a good thing to bring up about that, because she opened up about how she felt like he should have said it when people were people were like dogging
coming for her.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was a gold digger. I ain't gonna lie.
Jack said no. He said she was.
But all what he said was she has always been a good wife to him. It was him. So now that I know, I like Shawnee a little bit now too.
Yeah, I told her she can't. Realistically, you can't expect somebody in the middle of divorce to support you, because it's just divorce is like it's already you the enemy. You the enemy right now. It's like ain't nobody gonna be like, no, she was actually great. It's like no, I want to. it beat her down, make her feel like she wasn't right.
Portia looked good in her ways. She looked good.
So Portia's wedding.
She go to Miami. Portia was doing her thing. Okay,
She did.
She
looked
did.
good.
And then
Every one of them dresses
every
was
last
beautiful.
picture I saw, I
Was
like,
beautiful.
dang,
Just
that's
so
cute.
beautiful.
That's nice. And Simon looked good too. I mean,
He did. He looked great too.
Simon was looking great.
My favorite picture of Portia and Simon is he in that military uniform. I look
that was cute. That
with
was
the big
nice.
ball
man in
gown.
military uniform. I was like, oh, that was the favorite picture for me. In the military.
I don't remember the one I liked, but he looked more casual. Well, he still had on a coat, but he didn't have on like a tie. He just had on like a nice little shirt, but they looked so nice. I mean, it was all of them were beautiful. She really went way out for this wedding, like this forever. And I ain't never leaving this.
You can't top this. You can't top that, girl. You got
so the drama's going on. Candy ain't come back to the housewives.
And Andrea is so excited.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I said when I see that shit, lady, she ain't come back this shit. Okay,
you know her and Shamara shares surrogate.
Who?
Candy and
Shamia.
Candy. So Shamara is Portia's best friend.
Shamia.
Shamia.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, is Portia's best friend. She is having a baby, but she's using the same surrogate.
The same surrogate as Candy.
Candy used.
Okay.
And so they share a surrogate. So I was looking forward to hearing that story on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then we get this news that they not coming back. I'm like,
I'm not surprised. Okay, it don't bother me one thing.
I know you happy, but I
happy as a peacock. When I see that shit, I said, "Oh hell yes!"
I need to see, because you know, Mama Joyce just said some crazy stuff about Ty. I need to see this materialize. I want to see what happens on the scene. I like Candy and her little crazy story a little bit.
Okay,
I'm gonna miss her.
Okay,
I miss Candy too.
The drama is, you know, Candy and her friends don't got back with Escape. Okay, and the girls don't have a problem now. And you know, let's be honest and tell the truth. The reason I don't like Candy, and I'm gonna keep on saying why I like that heifer. I had to wait 20 years to go to a Escape reunion, and I'm still mad. 20 years is ridiculous. When they first came out, I love Escape kicking and all them. So
and then Latasha not gonna be on this tour, right?
No, she is. Latasha going solo. But I was listening to Latasha. I listened to an interview when she had. I think the problem is Escape Candy able to make money on her own, with her own, her and Tiny. Latasha has been stuck in the middle and have not been able to branch out on her own.
Right.
And I think the problem is she wants to have her own identity outside the group. Period.com. That's it. And I think right now.
But did she have 20 years to do that?
But sometimes
she had 20 years to establish that.
Sometimes it ain't her time, and sometimes it ain't her time, and sometimes
I agree.
And sometimes right now, at the end of the day, they were still fighting over the group name. They were still fighting over that bullshit. They ain't fighting no more because Carlos King made their asses come back because he was about to take that shit from their asses. That's what happened. And Kenny was like, "Oh hell no, not my shit." Okay, that's why her ass came back, because you know she about money anyway. It ain't about the group, about her money. So I'm just saying is Latasha feels like she wants her own, and she wants her own identity outside of Escape. And so this time right now in her life, she said the iron is hot. I can do this now without the group. And so I feel like the girls are saying, "Girl, you know, it's the group now." No, girl, you had your turn. Candy and Tiny had their own shine outside the group. Period.
Tiny said the two of them are actually the closest in the group.
The two of who?
Her, Tiny, and she said they're always the two that share a dressing room.
Who?
They're always Tiny and Latavi, the one that they're arguing with. In the radio, Latasha, in the radio interview, she said they're usually the ones who are always together. When they are in hotel rooms, they usually share a room. Okay. They usually share dressing rooms at venues.
You know why they're gonna be together? Because Tiny is the peacemaker between them heifers. Okay, so they need somebody to have a reasonable head. Because Candy is, you know, she got her own personality. Latasha got her own personality. So they need somebody to keep the peace. And so Tiny has always been the person who have kept that peace.
Yeah,
right. I do think that. I feel like with her and Candy, it's always like this competition.
It's about,
and it's like why is there competition?
Like this is Jermaine Dupri's fault in the beginning, because it's his fault because Latasha can sing good. Candy is okay singer. Latasha can sing motherfucking good.
She can sing.
And Candy, I always feel like Candy felt a little insecure, like she didn't know her place in a sense.
I mean, Candy knew her place because Candy wrote most of their songs. Candy was involved production-wise.
Yeah.
And I think that that's where some of the insecurity comes from, not from Candy, but from other group members. Because it might seem like Candy has more control because she does more, when really I just think Candy just doing what she likes to do. She likes to write. Yeah, she likes to write music. She likes to be in the studio. She likes to produce stuff.
So it's Tiny.
Tiny as well. Like they just doing what they just started doing what they like to do, like naturally. I don't think they ever did it to alienate the sisters. But I can see how it can be taken that way, though. Like you trying to come in here and do more than everybody.
Drama. It seems
this whole drama is gonna play out on a reality show because y'all know they got reality show coming out. Yeah. This whole drama is gonna play out on the Escape reality show. So girl, you gonna see the time
guy. All 4 of them is signed up for the show.
I think so.
Yeah, they all 4 of them signed up for the show, and it supposed to be.
I don't know if they're gonna film together
on her own.
Yeah, so I don't know if Tasha's gonna film with them.
Out in the reality show.
No, now she's kind of got her beef with them.
Yes,
but they all signed a deal. I don't know how Latasha's solo career is gonna go. I'm sketchy about it. What is her music gonna be like? I'm gonna give it. Let's see.
Because didn't she put out a record before?
Yeah,
I heard one of her songs. But how did y'all feel about that bullshit after the Soul Train Wars with Escape? The 3 girls were dressed different, and Latasha had her own.
I thought it was on. I didn't think it was even a thing, to be honest, until it was a thing. I thought they all looked beautiful.
She said something. I didn't notice it.
I noticed it. I noticed it. I said, that's that bullshit tonight. I noticed it. I said, how the 3 is all mad.
But I thought it was because she wanted to. I thought it was more her that she wanted to be like, I'm the lead singer. I sing lead on like I thought it was her. But it wasn't.
So they said the dress was sent, but
the swatch of it. Yeah,
it looked like it was
looked like it was the same color,
and they didn't think that it would be that different. And it looks totally different. It's like both.
And that happens because that happened to me in my wedding. My maid of honor decided to buy a different dress than the ones I picked out. What she sent to me looked like it was the same, and when she showed up, it wasn't the same.
Exactly.
So it happens.
Okay, I'm gonna say it happens. I ain't gonna lie. I showed this said that bitch Candy right there. Get up my fucking nerves.
Right. Tiny was involved too, so I don't think Tiny would have done that. I feel like if Tiny was everybody was like, no, we did not do that on purpose. That was, they all stepped up and said that, and even her sister. So I was kind of like, is Tasha being, I don't know.
And did the same designer make the other 3 dresses, or did they all just collaborate?
Tasha said was the designer who designed the girls' dresses. Her designer was supposed to coordinate, and they didn't coordinate, and so that's how she ended up with the dress she had on.
That's how.
So that's the problem, not your other group members.
When I seen it, I was like, here we go with this bullshit. Candy always doing something.
If I'm a group member, you gotta make sure your dress look nice. I have to make sure I ain't got time to be monitoring how your
I'm
dress
worrying about myself.
Yeah,
right.
I'm fit to go on the BET. I need to make sure Soul Train, I gotta make sure I look good.
And it seemed like her stylist needed a swatch of what their dresses because it seemed like they use the same person.
Yeah.
You're using the different person. Yes. We don't need a swatch from your dress. You need a swatch from our dresses so you can make sure you match us. And because you decided to do something different.
To me, it looked a little awkward because that green dress and then they had a shimmy. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
Was it green? I thought it was gold.
That was green, girl.
It looks green.
That was green. That was green.
Oh. To me, it looked green. It might have been gold.
It was green. It was big and green. I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
I swear it probably was supposed to be gold, but when it came on that runway,
it was not that.
I didn't like some of their hair. Some of their hair wasn't even cute to me. It was like, I don't like some of their hair.
First of all, I didn't like what they wore to perform. I thought their performance was good.
Yes,
but I didn't care for their outfits. I'm like,
Me either.
In defense of and siding with Andrea, Candy was a little winded coming down them steps. She didn't sound that great when they first came out in the fur coats and they was coming down the steps.
Okay.
You could tell she was a little winded. And so I didn't like. I wish they would have changed that.
Y'all gonna get off of Candy.
But I love Candy. I love Candy, but I was like, "Girl, you a little winded coming down the steps."
Say, girl, stop! Don't even do that.
I was like, "Candy can't sing."
I like their.
I like Candy.
I like their performance episode, Train Awards, and I'm glad that they did get acknowledged because they were a girl group that people looked up to in the 90s. I mean, we did.
Yes, and all the girls could actually sing.
I still sometimes in the car by myself, I'll be like, let's kick it. I love that song.
I love that song. They sang all the classics too.
Yes.
And I just thought they were always great because they were actually 4 talented women.
Yeah.
Not like a group that's one person can sing and some producer just threw them together. Like they were all really talented young ladies.
It was good to hear that story. I liked them. I was like, okay, y'all. I mean, so
I do too.
At least they all was in uniform at the performance.
For the performance.
At the performance, okay?
I mean, who cares about the carpet? And if Tasha never said anything, no one would have commented on it. No, maybe.
Come on, girl. You know that dress stand out. That dress stand out. Come on.
But did it stand out in a bad way, though? The dress was beautiful on her.
It was beautiful, but it stand out. They had shimmy on and like silver, and she's in that damn green dress.
Yeah, but in her defense, though, they was looking like your backup singers. They should have been the ones mad.
Look, we should have had that dress in the background because it was a mess.
We're gonna wrap this up, you guys. We love y'all. We're gonna come back with some more tea next week. Okay. I appreciate shout out to E Black for getting us together. We appreciate you, E Black. Thank you so much. And keep subscribing, join our Facebook group, join our we're gonna have an Instagram soon, okay? But join all the groups we on. We on Facebook, we on Instagram, we gonna be everywhere. That's coming soon to Tea Ladies. Okay, right. In the comment section. We love some comment and some feedback. And y'all have a good evening, okay? We will see y'all next Friday.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.